There's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. They just say the word. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. Just say it. Affordability. I inherited the worst inflation in history. There was no affordability. Nobody could afford anything.
In a year where affordability has been the hot topic of the Trump administration, and Washington says it is fixing affordability. Young Americans are not buying it, quite literally. And this holiday season, something big is happening. And for an economy built on youth trends and constant consumption, this is setting off alarms. A Deloitte survey found Gen Z plans to cut their holiday budgets by 34%. That's a much deeper cut than millennials, boomers, or even Gen X. In fact, Gen X is the only group planning to spend more. Guess the young generation is really concerned about the state of the economy. And that's a problem for retailers. Gen Z today makes up just 8% of U.S. retail spending, but within 5 years, that will jump to 20%, nearly $2 trillion a year. This is the generation that sets trends, dominates social media, and pushes brands into the mainstream. So when Gen Z slows down, the entire retail ecosystem feels it. So why is Gen Z cutting back so sharply? For many, it starts with simple math. Everything costs more, while their paychecks don't stretch as far. College-educated 20-somethings, usually the group with the most disposable income, are feeling some of the toughest pressures. Entry-level hiring has slowed. Unemployment for recent grads hit 6.8%, the highest level in a decade outside the pandemic. College students are stuck paying rent and student loans with almost no savings or investing know-how, all while juggling classes and part-time jobs just to keep their heads above water. On top of that, higher grocery prices, higher utility bills, and higher prices on almost every basic necessity. The overall economy looks okay on the surface. Black Friday sales hit $18 billion, up 3% from last year. But that number is misleading. Shoppers bought 2% fewer items, and online orders dipped by 1%. The only reason spending totals went up is because prices went up by about 7% on average. When the cost of everything rises, people with lower incomes and younger workers cut back first. That's exactly what's happening. Retailers see the slowdown, and they're adjusting fast. Best Buy said it stocked more low-priced items this season, and that helped pull in younger and lower-income shoppers. At ELF Beauty, the strategy is crystal clear. Make products Gen Z can actually afford. 3/4 of their items cost $10 or less, even after a recent price hike to offset inflation and tariffs. This year, many young adults are ditching traditional holiday gifts altogether and are turning to thrift stores and resale sites. The Real says that Gen Z and millennials now make up over half of its shoppers. A few years ago, gifting a used luxury item would have felt strange. Now, it's becoming normal. The bottom line is Gen Z isn't rejecting holiday shopping. They're responding to an economy that expects them to spend like adults while paying them like entry-level workers, charging them record rents, and handing them bills their parents never faced at that age. Retailers need Gen Z to spend more to keep the holiday machine running. But Gen Z is trying to simply stay afloat. If you like this story, stay tuned to Mint for more such content.